Alright, so Hunter x Hunter is an anime that you can kind of call an action anime, but if I'm being honest with you, it doesn't have much of the action you'd expect in it. Like, I know it has a lot of action in it, and action can vary depending on the series, but Hunter x Hunter definitely doesn't have a lot of fighting. A lot of the action in Hunter x Hunter is like strategic shit. Can't really put it into words, you really have to watch the series yourself, but the best fight in Hunter x Hunter is the dodgeball match. Honestly, the dodgeball match was probably the fight I was the most hyped for, but that's not my only reason for believing it's the best fight. I feel like the dodgeball match was a good and unique way to display the positive toll that Gon and Killua's training with Biscuit had. Besides all the shit we seen Gon and Killua do in the Khmer Ant arc, this was really the best display of strength they've shown the whole series of them, I feel. We got to see most of the complexities of Nin and how each and every character utilized their unique Nin abilities to beat each other. Honestly, the dodgeball match was a lot better than the Miriam versus Netero fight in my personal opinion. I feel like it was a better fight than any fight in the series due to just placement. That fight took place like right after Gon and Killua's, cruel training with Biscuit. The training arc was good too, like it plays a part in the fight heavy. The thing about a lot of other anime is that they like to skip the main character's training arc and like only show the aftermath of their training, which really just doesn't feel good. I feel like it's better to see cases like Gon and Killua where they gradually got stronger and gradually got better with Nin, and then we got to see a whole fight where they utilized almost everything that they learned. One other thing that I really like about this fight, if you watch my top 5 things I hate about Hunter x Hunter video, you will get this. This was probably the most action, like besides the Gon versus Hisoka fight, I'm really trying to think back to it. This is probably the most exciting action Hisoka gets into the whole series. I'm obviously not talking about the manga because I heard Hisoka fights Kolo in the manga, so yeah. In my personal opinion, all the fights that Hisoka had before this weren't really shit, except for the Gon versus Hisoka fight because that was cool. I feel like not only seeing Hisoka as this kind of like villain throughout the entire series, and then seeing how good he works with people like Gon and Killua, and how you could kind of see a side of him that isn't like a bloodlust killer, even though that's what he is at the end of the day. I feel like that was really cool. I felt like it was also cool to how respectful he is. When Gon did his final Jujinkin, right, and he almost pushed Razor off of the fucking map but couldn't because Razor just bounced that shit back, and then niggas were on the sideline some man, Gon, you're a prideful kid, you basically won, my nigga, like you did all that you could and you still lost, but that's a win in your heart. And Hisoka said no, fuck that shit. He did his bungee gum and brought that ball back with the same momentum. Like that shit, that was respectful. We also got to see a lot of strategy in this fight. The placement of Gon, Killua, and Hisoka when Gon was launching his Jujinkins was fucking amazing. Everything just kind of made sense. Everything just clicked. All the prior explanations of Nin and everything we learned about Nin before this point, it just kind of all like came together and made sense. And that's what makes this fight truly amazing. And it was just action. It was non-stop action. I feel like this is a better fight than any other fight in the series just because of how much build up it had, kind of. Just with the training and all the physical development in the characters throughout the entire series, that kind of build up, not just like build up as in they were hyping it up, but like just the build up where like characters were training and preparing for it, and we got to see the payoff of all of that. And one other thing I'm going to point out is that in other series, when they usually want to show how strong a kid is at a young age, they do it in a very basic way, like it's like, oh, who fucking cares? But when you see like Gon, that's just bitch and whole grown ass men who've been practicing Nin all their lives, it just feels more satisfying than Sasuke being the Genin and doing the fireball fire style jutsu, because there was proper build up. That is truly what makes this fight the best.